Hey, book lovers, welcome back to Shelf Addiction, the podcast where we dive deep into the pages of thriller and fantasy reads. I'm your host, Tamara, and today we are covering our April thriller buddy read. But first, a quick heads up, if you crave the full visual experience and want to ditch the ads, head on over to Patreon, where you'll unlock ad-free video episodes, exclusive after shows, and other bonus content. Prefer audio only? Spreaker listeners, you too have access. After shows and exclusives are now available there as well. And finally, if you are on Spotify, if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can also see the videos and extras over on Spotify. Want even more bookish banter? Join our community over on the Book Clubs app. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment or a review wherever you're listening. And speaking of community, I am thrilled to welcome back my thriller mystery partner in crime, co-host and friend, Classy from the Bookish Virtual Assistant. Welcome back, Classy.
Oh, that was such a sweet introduction. Hey, friend. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm ready to talk about this book. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So the links to find both of us on our socials are in the show notes. And of course, click around, do all the things. We appreciate you for doing it. As always with Book Chats, we talk full spoilers here. So you've been warned. Spoiler alert. Today we are discussing The Last Flight, written by Julie Clark. The audiobook is narrated by Christine Bam and Lauren Fortgang. First published June 2nd, 2020 by Source Books and Audible Studios. The hardcover is 320 pages and the unabridged audio is 9 hours and 23 minutes. Classy, would you kindly share the synopsis?
Absolutely. Claire Cook has a perfect life. Married to the scion of a political dynasty with a Manhattan townhouse and a staff of 10, her surroundings are elegant, her days flawlessly choreographed, and her future auspicious. But behind closed doors, nothing is quite as it seems. That perfect husband has a temper that burns as bright as his promising political career, and he's not above using his staff to track Claire's every move, making sure she's living up to his impossible standards. But what he doesn't know is that Claire has worked for months on a plan to vanish. A chance meeting in an airport bar brings her together with a woman whose circumstances seem equally dire. Together, they make a last-minute decision to switch tickets. Claire taking Eva's flight to Oakland and Eva traveling to Puerto Rico as Claire. They believe the swap will give each of them the head start they need to begin again somewhere far away. But when the flight to Puerto Rico goes down, Claire realizes it's no longer a head start, but a new life. Cut off, out of options, and with the news of her death about to explode in the media, Claire will assume Eva's identity, and along with it, the secrets Eva fought so hard to keep hidden. The Last Flight is the story of two women, both alone, both scared, and one agonizing decision that will change the trajectory of both of their lives.
Wow. Can I just say, I had no clue that synopsis told the whole story.
Yes, it did.
The only thing it didn't give away was the little twist at the end. That's it.
Yep.
But I'm like, that was the whole dang on story.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it definitely, it had a slight mystery, but not too much. This was definitely a thriller in all possible ways. Thriller suspense, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the synopsis did. It gave it all away.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we do, when you finished the book, what did you think? What was your first impression?
I felt my first impression was, gosh, at first I was like, oh my God, finally. But it was slow. But then I was like, but it wasn't horrible. I felt like I had just watched a good television series. Because Julie, her writing is, I feel like she's a great writer. And then it hit me This is her debut novel, and we've gone backwards with her.
Mhm.
Oh, so at first I was just like, "Oh my god, is this slow? It's slow, it's slow, it's slow." But even though it was slow, I enjoyed the way she wrote this story. I didn't feel like I didn't want to finish the book. 'Cause you know how we've said before that there's times where we've only finished a book because it was for book club. I didn't feel that way when this book ended. And I'm not sure if that's high level, what I just gave you the
No,
more I talk about it.
yeah.
But yeah, but when I got finished, I was like, huh. But I wasn't disappointed.
Mhm.
Like sometimes you can be really disappointed in all this and you're just like, oh, what?
Mhm.
This is how it ended?
So, I'm gonna say I actually didn't think it was as slow as you did, I think. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I thought it was steady, and I
Yeah,
think
I will say it was steady.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was like I guess I would say it was medium paced. I got it done pretty quickly considering I think I had really maybe 2.5 days to get it done from when I started. I really didn't start it until Sunday, really. So,
Okay.
because I had to finish that other book, and then I didn't wanna blend the stories together.
Right.
So, I had real world, in-person book club on Saturday,
Yeah.
so I didn't start it till Sunday morning, and we were recording on a Tuesday. So, and I finished it Tuesday morning.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess, like, a little over 2 days, I guess, I had with it, and that was obviously not listening all day or anything. I kinda just started stopped throughout the
Mhm.
day. So I thought it was medium paced, but I have to admit, when I finished the book, I said, wow, she gave us a realistic ending. I like that. I said, wow, she did
Mhm.
that.
She really did. It was satisfying. Yeah, it was very satisfying, when and can I just piggyback a little bit on what you were saying as far as the pace? Maybe I won't say the pace, but I think, like and because the way she writes, she set her character development and this is something we talked about too before, especially in her ghostwriter book. This woman really gives you a lot of character development. So I guess maybe what I was kind of was trying to say is like it didn't seem like it really picked up until maybe about 150 pages in, or I would say maybe 30%, maybe
Mhm.
40, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But the way she tells a story, it still keeps you it kept me enthralled. Yeah.
She definitely has a, how do I want to say this? She definitely has a formula she uses. She loves to do present and past. She did that with Ghostwriter.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think the formula works for her because in this case, Claire was present day and Eva was leading up to,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, which allowed, like you said, Eva to get some character development and same for Claire because she had to deal with Eva's life
Mhm.
and deal with her own.
Oh, yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So, yeah.
and that and the other part too is like the way we read her books is, like here we are, we've read the lies, what was the story? The lies she tells or the lies
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember something with the lies. I think that was our first book of hers.
Mhm.
Is it The
The
Lies I
lies I
Tell?
tell. Yep.
Yes, that was our
Mhm.
first book of hers, and then we read Ghostwriter,
Mhm.
and then we went back to this, and this is her debut novel.
Yes.
So, like you said, she definitely has a formula. I believe she even used that in The Lies I Tell with her being the con, because she had to go back and, she let us know how she got to be this con and all the different lives she lived. Um, and to be honest, like you were saying, she does have a formula. If I'm not mistaken, even though those stories, the endings were realistic. They weren't like so far fetched, like you would be like, I would believe that. That
Right.
wouldn't happen.
Right.
But she makes you, in the end, she always makes you think like, hmm, you know? Because
Yeah.
even though she made us question if Eva did get on the plane or not, you still had that inkling that she didn't just because of her storyline, like leading up to. It was never present day. It was always, what led her to this.
Yeah.
But it seems like she always gives you like that little glimmer of hope for a character. Um, and I loved both of these women. I was rooting for both of them.
Yeah.
I
Same.
did not like it. It wasn't like, oh, I did, oh, and there's nothing wrong with not liking a character,
Hmm.
because if a writer writes a character so well that you hate them, I feel like they've done their job.
See, I think she's also good at writing morally gray women who are good people. Like in The Lies I Tell, they were doing bad stuff to people, but they deserved what they got.
Hmm.
And in
Yeah.
this book, Eva was not doing great. She was a drug dealer
Hmm.
and, doing all the things. But you know what? She had a rough time of it. And it made her, I guess, likable anyway. So you wanted to root for her. You wanted her to see her win against that guy who totally was playing in her face.
Yeah. I mean, she got dealt a really bad hand
Yeah.
from the start, from childhood to dating, the jock who convinced her that he would take the fall for, her getting caught with the drugs and didn't. I think, she was in survival mode, and she became a drug dealer because, she got kicked out of college. She didn't have any other place to go. She was an adult. She couldn't go back to the nuns,
You
to
know
the,
what made it so sad for me is, like, later when she made the friend, when she made I think the woman's name was Liz, when she made a friend with Liz,
Mhm.
and she found out that, Liz is a professor and all this stuff, and she's like, "You didn't have anyone help you with that? You could've, you know, tried to fight that." And it's like,
Mhm.
wow. She's like, "Well, it's too late now," but it's just to think like, "Dang, you could have been just fine. You could have never had this life had someone gave you a clue."
Yeah.
Like,
But
that's
that
messed
was,
up.
yeah. But the thing, and the other theme that I did see in this book too was like both women lost family. They didn't have family. They were seeking community. They were seeking friendship. And what they found is friendship in other women. Wind up, she thought Danielle was against her, being Claire, thinking her assistant sat back and just kept quiet. And down the line found out that Danielle was really her advocate for her, or was looking out for her. And then to tie that back together, that Danielle is the daughter of Liz or
This, yeah.
Lynn, who is the professor to Eva. Um, but yeah, both of these women, like Claire lost her mother and her sister at a young age due to a car accident. And then Eva was adopted, or was given up for adoption because her mother was a drug addict. So both of these women basically kind of clung to love in the wrong places, or security. Um, Claire with Rory, a man of means. And then you have Eva, who got into college, and, Wade said, my girlfriend. And that hit me, like when she said, he called me his girlfriend. I was never anybody's anything, you know? So,
Well, also, this author does a good job as writing men as villains. All the time they are. All the
yeah, you're
time.
right. Yeah.
Um, because Rory, she was even his first girlfriend, who he had been accused of killing, for a short time, and then that disappeared. But even she was in a similar situation as Claire. He
Hmm.
went after women who didn't really have anyone, because he tricked them and then isolate. He was methodical with the
Yeah,
type of women he went after.
yeah. He's a
Um,
narcissist.
yeah, and so I feel like Claire she just fell right on in. She didn't really have a choice. It just happened, and then slowly he started showing his face.
Mhm. Yep,
And
he
and
wooed her and made
yeah,
her feel good and yeah.
got down the aisle and then started acting weird,
Right, like,
and
immediately
immediately,
after the going down the aisle. I mean, he grabbed her by her wrist at the reception.
yeah. You know what? I'd like to think I read this book coming off of another crazy ass book, Behind Closed Doors. I'm like, these
I
men,
know when I read that in the synopsis, I wanted to say, "Behind closed doors," you say?
yeah, because let me tell you, in both of those scenarios, had a man start showing his ass immediately after the wedding, I'm like, this shit is annulled. We're done.
Yeah, because it's
We're
only gonna get
done.
worse. It's only gonna get worse from there.
Yeah, it's not gonna be better. And the fact that
No.
you never saw that before and here it is. Oh, no, no, no.
Mhm. Because now he's like, "Gotcha. You signed the paperwork." Yeah. But yeah, all the men in this story were vultures. I mean, even, Agent Crane or whatever the heck his name, Crater or whatever the what is was it Crane?
Who, Dax?
No.
Who are
The
you talking?
agent, the
Oh,
FBI
agent.
agent,
Oh, I
the
don't remember.
DEA agent,
Oh,
Crane or
I don't
he
remember
was
his
a
last name.
jackass. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a jackass to her. "Oh, we can't give you, um, what is it, protection or identity." You know, when she asked for a new identity, if she did turn in Felix, and he was like, "Oh, no, that's too costly."
Well,
Really, is it?
see, the thing is this, I think he wasn't nice, but I don't think he had to be because of the kinda job he was doing,
Mhm.
and I don't really blame him because I do believe that they do save that stuff for the big fish. I think that is true. To put people in witness protection, that is a
That's
huge
it.
expense, a
Yeah.
huge expense, and it is and is the juice worth the squeeze?
Mm,
I think it's that mentality. Is this guy big enough? Are we gonna recover enough drugs, enough money, enough notoriety for us? You know, are we gonna be getting stars and congratulations and pats on the back and stuff from getting this big fish, or is he little fish?
yeah,
And they don't really care about protecting people who like Eva, who are doing things like that because they think they're wrong anyway. They're like, "Look, you're lucky your
true.
ass isn't going to jail."
Yeah.
So
And
it's
she was
like,
small time compared to
yeah,
probably, like you said, some bigger fish. She was selling to athletes,
yeah.
college people. Um, so
And that
yeah.
sucks because she was making a couple hundred pills every time, right? Because remember, he's like, "You're 100 short." So it's not
Mhm.
like she was getting thousands of pills because
No.
so he had been doing it for a long time, but he wasn't like this huge money maker like that. And
Right.
she was able to accumulate a good amount of money selling to college kids.
Yeah. Well, because he said, like, she could sell him so many, and then she could make her, then she could do some on the side, basically, for
Mhm.
herself. So I think he said she could make, did he say 300,000 a year easily or something?
I don't remember that dollar amount, but I know he said you could take half of what you make me, I think it was half,
Mhm.
and sell it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't remember. They did say how much she had offshores. It was quite a bit of money.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the men were assholes. Felix was basically fish.
Felix, what's his is oh yeah, I guess that was his real name. So she knew
Mhm.
him as Dex the whole time
Mhm.
until the agent said, "No, that is
That's
not
fish.
that is Felix known as Fish." She was
Right.
so
He ain't the
mad.
handler. He
He's not. He's
he's
the
the big
doer.
he's the big fish
He is the one murdering people, and yeah,
and providing you with all the drugs or the clients.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate for her. Again, she thought she could trust Dex, and she could not.
Mm-mm.
He was using her the whole time. He was being gross, as all the men were in this book.
Yeah, they all were.
Yeah. Um, but, when I think about, Danielle slash Ellie, at the beginning of this book, Claire said that Ellie would rat on her when she was late to stuff. She thought that Ellie was watching her and telling on her.
Mhm.
That never really got cleared up. So she was saying, and I thought, "Oh, you poor little girl, Danielle. You thought just by trying to keep her on time that would protect her from someone who's abusive, girl. You poor girl. That's what you
Mhm.
thought." But that makes me wonder then how was he finding out when she was late for stuff and not on time for things? Because it sounds like Danielle was saying she was actually covering for her several times and,
Mhm.
trying to like push her to do all the things, right? So that she would stay out of trouble, quote unquote, with Roy. But who was doing the ratting? If she was the only person following her around, who was doing the telling?
Yeah. I thought about that briefly, and then that totally left my brain. Um, yeah, I don't know. Unless he had a tracker on her phone, or I don't know, to be honest.
Hmm.
I have no idea.
So that was kind
Um,
of left open
yeah.
because that was a big deal. She kept talking about how this woman was like constantly on her ass and like reporting back. She was so sure she was reporting back to him.
Yeah. But the other thing is too is remember she did say that they always had to keep docs. So I wonder if she was keeping track of Miss Cook's itinerary in a Google Doc, because remember that's how they all communicated. And I wonder if having that doc open was his way of being able to see. Like she had to log in everything.
Hmm.
Um,
Maybe.
that's the only other way I could think of is and the other thing is too, like with that kind of situation, if she was late, how do you kind of cover for her? Like, because my thing is for her to be late, like you really, it's like you're clocking in and clocking out.
Hmm.
So has he told her to put down when she arrives, when she leaves, et cetera,
Well,
et cetera?
if that's the
Um,
case, the author didn't explain any of that.
no, they didn't.
Um,
I mean, she did not. But that's the only other way I could think of is because which I thought was a very clever way to communicate with somebody in a in a Google Doc,
yeah.
um, and just kind of delete it. I thought that was cool. There's another story. I don't know if we read the story or I read it on my own where they were communicating in email drafts. Did
Hmm.
we read that together?
It was somebody who was cheating and the women he was cheating with was in like email,
Yeah,
something like
but they
that.
just kept it in a draft and
Yeah,
both or somebody was having an affair or something and they kept the emails in the draft and each person had access to this email account
right.
and how they would communicate to each other was through their draft. So it just set in draft and then they just kept updating it,
That
but
is
never
so
sending it.
sneaky. So
Man, when I saw that,
sneaky.
I said, now that's clever.
So is
I
the
like
Google
that.
Doc. That's
Yeah,
real,
oh,
and then you
Google
can
Doc
see
was definitely
that was pretty smart, and actually, I was nervous when Claire was trying to get access to it. I'm like, "Okay, she's got his phone." I said, "Be quick," and she did everything right,
except for
but
that.
that one like, she spilled something and the thing went, "Tip, tip,
And
tip."
he was still in the
He
dock.
was
And
still in
he's
there.
like,
He said,
Rory is not typing.
"Mm-mm. Rory isn't here.
Mm-mm. So it was
Rory's
either
sitting,
Rory or Bruce.
and
Yeah,
Bruce is
Rory or Bruce.
gone,
Mm-hmm.
so it ain't me." He said,
Hmm.
change password immediately."
Yeah. Ain't nothing like seeing a little icon, but not, yeah, but to say you're typing. Yeah. I was like, I like that. That was a nice little
Yeah.
Nice little piece to her story. So,
Yeah. Actually,
yeah.
Claire was really smart with it. One thing I did not like, though, I didn't see I guess there was a purpose for Petra, but I didn't like how the author failed to utilize Petra. So the thing is, so we knew the whole plan was once you're gone, you're gone. You cannot go back. And I did understand that, which is what kind of made it weird to me when she was trying to reach out to Petra like constantly. I'm like, you're supposed to go and not contact back. But
Hmm.
the fact that you did that and it seemed like she changed her number, that was weird. I was like, oh, she cut that number off. The minute she called her, I said, oh, she cut the phone off.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, her brother said that.
Yeah.
This man has power and influence
Mhm.
and means to find out stuff.
Yeah.
But I also too felt like Petra could have been used in a better manner because she was so prevalent in the beginning.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden she just shows up to help you pack.
Yeah, so weird.
I felt like too that she possibly could have, um, like once she figured out that this woman is alive, my friend is alive. Let
Mhm.
me find some kind of way to reach out to her
Mhm.
or, send some kind of SOS,
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I agree. It wasn't, um, because, the same way that she used Dex and Felix for Eva, you have these seedy characters
Mhm.
and, and only seediness that we saw for Petra, her daddy was a Russian mobster,
Yeah.
whatever.
And
They
her
didn't kill
brother.
anybody. My brother, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like they killed anybody that we knew of. Her dad may have, but they had the means to give, the passport or the new identity and things like that. And I just felt like that, like you said, that those two characters, or at least one of them, could have been used in a manner to aid and abet or something
Yeah.
with Claire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, all of a sudden, I'm like, Pet, where the hell were you at when you saw me on that video?
Yeah. It was now see the only saving about that video, I guess so the author made a point to say that maybe Rory hadn't seen it because it's on TMZ. Like once
Mm-hmm.
she went in there and deleted the Google alert the alert for her name,
Mm-hmm.
it was a chance he probably wouldn't see it on TMZ. Because like if something was on TMZ, I
Well,
would know it.
she just deleted the email. She didn't
Right.
delete the Google alert.
Oh, I thought she deleted the Google alert in the email because that's what happens when you set an alert, it comes in email.
Right. But
Yeah.
I just thought she just deleted the email because what happens is if she just deletes the email, she just deleted the email for that alert from TMZ. But if something else pops up,
Oh, yeah,
because,
that could have
once,
happened.
yeah. So I just thought, well, he's probably getting some other alerts.
He could. He could have.
Hmm. Yeah. That's what I thought is like, oh, he missed that TMZ, but he probably got some other alerts. And even if he did, Bruce probably had something.
Mhm. All because of this random person said, "Hey, doesn't that lady look like this lady?" One
Yeah.
random person.
But you know what? Realistically, I've seen that happen on Instagram for stuff too, like so and so. Man, conspiracy theories. There's always one out there, and all of a sudden you're like, that does look like. So yeah,
Yeah, I think that was really rude of TMZ not to even blur out her face. Like, she's an innocent bystander. You want the news of the celebrities fighting. Just blur out that woman's face. You don't know who she is. Come on, TMZ, get it together.
right. But when TMZ has a story, it's official.
Apparently.
Hmm. Girl, that
Mm.
TMZ knew Michael Jackson was dead before Michael knew he was dead.
Yeah, we heard that in 2 hours, Michael Jackson will be dead. And he was.
Girl, man, TMZ, whenever you say TMZ has reported, you like,
It must be true.
Harvey has done it again.
Yeah. It does seem
But
like
yeah,
that.
there were just, but again, this is her debut novel.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I do think Petra could have been used. I mean, this is a childhood friend.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like if my childhood friend, who is my bestie, if she sees a possibility that I am alive, I just think that she would go through hell and high water to try and find me.
Yeah. Because let's see. So I'm trying
Like
to
they didn't
think.
have an out, like how like a secret thing. Like, okay, once we're done. But
This is a fail safe.
a
Like just
plan.
in case if shit get really, really bad, then do
Thank
this.
you.
Yeah.
Like when I die, my daughter knows. Just give my phone to my friend. Don't even look. Just give it to her.
Just
Don't
hand it
even look.
over.
Right. Don't give her. Yep. She already know. Just give her the phone and give her this. She know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the things I was like, there's gotta be like I would have thought, but that's just me.
Yeah. You would think. I mean, they planned so hard, right?
I mean, they are in the steam room, girl, making plans.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even know of Petra. That was
Mm-mm.
the other thing. Like, how perfect can it be that he doesn't even know who this Petra person is? He
It
didn't
was
even know she had a good friend.
because he had alienated her. It was like the perfect storm. Petra did not go to college with her. She was
Right?
not in her art circle, so she wasn't alienated. And the luck that she would just run into her at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Right.
just start meeting at the gym all the time,
Yeah. And in the steam room.
where no one can
Now
look at
you
you
want to talk
talk.
about some gangster shit.
That's some
That sounds
gangster
like some
shit.
old gangster shit. They meet in the steam room, just chit chatting.
I mean, that scene in
Nobody
itself, like when
under anonymity, right?
when Claire goes into the steam room the first time, Petra's already in there.
I know.
She's like, "What's up, girl?" Basically, what's new?
Girl.
They had
Yeah.
therapy session in the steam room.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's like you really can't make out faces. You can't really hear, you gotta, yeah. But I mean, there's been a few movies like that where those kind of deals are made in those rooms. So,
Yeah.
and her husband wasn't, all he knew was a spin class. Are you dating your trainer? She's like, I don't even have a trainer. Yeah. Yeah, and then just, to siphon money and leave it in the locker and, just all those good plot points or literary devices that she, well, those weren't literary devices, but, just those little things. I thought those were all clever.
Yeah.
But I think there should have been a fail safe or a plan B in case this happens.
Yeah.
Because, your husband is wacko.
Yeah. And he's supposedly so knowledgeable about everything. He's always 10 steps ahead. He always figures stuff out because she tried to leave before.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I thought when he moved the plans from her going to Detroit or to Michigan. I was like, oh shit, he has figured it out. Yeah, I really
That
thought.
I honestly thought that too. I thought maybe he was going to have her killed or something in the new location.
Hmm? Yep,
Yeah. Hmm.
I did too. I was like, God dang it, he's figured it out. Especially when the maid came in or the housekeeper came in and was repacking her stuff. I was like, oh, what is she doing?
I want to talk about that too. But first, let's take a quick break. This is a great
Okay.
time to take a break. You guys, by listening to these commercials, you are supporting the podcast. So while you're listening, click around, do all the things. We'll finish talking about the book. We'll talk a little bit about our opinion on the audio version. We'll rate it. And yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's so weird having a house full of people spying on you. I don't know how she managed to live like that. I That was so weird because what made me remember that is when you said how the maid was just unpacking her clothes. I'm like, that is weird. You're not gonna tell me anything. You're
Yeah.
just unpacking and repacking my clothes.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. But apparently that happens. I mean, the maid knew that your plans had changed before you knew.
Exactly. What is that? That's crazy. But that's like how Roy treated her. He treated her like
Mm-hmm.
an employee that he had full control over, and he didn't even have to try to act like nice to her. Like some of the other employees get a little bit of niceness. Because I don't know what he did to make them so loyal to him. He didn't seem like a good person at all. Like even
Well,
just
she said what they did is he paid for the kids' college.
yeah, that's why they're like, oh,
Shit, girl, that right there.
that's a lot
You
of
want to
money.
talk about somebody being on the good side.
Say buy loyalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be a good way to build loyalty. I mean, help all your kids through
exactly.
college.
Yep. All of the people who worked for him. But yeah.
So sleazy. I don't know. It's so weird. I can't imagine that kind of life where you have all these people around you all the time, assistants and people that work for him just in that house. Like that's not even really your house. There's 11 people that work in that house. They said 11 employees.
Wow. Right. And the offices was in the house. It wasn't
Mhm.
like they had a off-site office. That
Mhm.
was the other weird part, you know? So that was the other thing too, like with the lateness and the different things. When everything is in the house, something has got to be seen. Somebody sees something.
Yeah. They all saw, but they all decided to not see because
Mhm.
of what they got in exchange. I mean, this $60,000 undergrad degree, I guess that's worth me looking the other way, some of the
Heck
people are
yeah.
thinking. So,
And all I gotta do is unpack Mrs. luggage and make the bed
and
for
report when
my kid.
she's doing something she shouldn't be doing.
Mhm. Mhm. But like but yeah. And I still kind of go back to the Danielle thing and her telling on um Claire. And I don't think she did it maliciously. She might have just been logging time. And even, and maybe she just thought, hey, me trying to keep her on target won't get her fussed at,
Yeah.
but then and she didn't realize to the extent. I mean, she knew he was a jackass but probably not to the extent that I think once she realized that Claire was leaving, it was like, oh, it must be real bad.
Well,
But
when we had the scene with her talking to Liz, her mom, and it sounded like, they were like, "It's about time she left."
mhm,
Obviously, she was seeing the bruises on the woman. You can't if
yeah,
you're working with someone every day,
mhm,
all day, you're gonna see
yeah,
stuff. It
yeah.
just can't be helped.
No, and you're gonna hear the tone, you're gonna see how he talks to her, but in those same situations, Danielle's gotta do her job. So it's kinda, it's that's that thin line or that gray area where I gotta do my part, but I also am trying to protect her, and it's like, how do I? And she probably just felt, like you were saying, she's a young girl, keeping her on time, making sure you follow the itinerary, because I realize when you don't do what he tells you to do, he acts an asshole.
Yeah.
And then the thing is too, like, how was he talking to Danielle? If
We
she
never
didn't,
got any inkling that Danielle felt she was in trouble at work or danger at work.
no. And she
But
probably wasn't, but she
mhm.
probably realized if I don't do something, those kind of men and that kind of power, they snap in minutes. They don't think, they pop off at the mouth in a hot minute. And especially when it comes to you not keeping up with my wife,
Yeah.
like I told you to. Because
Although
remember,
he's
she
been
said she
so
was
good.
tense. She
Yeah.
said I was tense at work.
Yeah,
All these
although she was
changes.
more in danger of being fired than anything because
Mm-hmm.
he's been doing this for decades, and there's no way that he would be able to not come off as a woman abuser if he was snapping at the women at work. I mean, he could be a little mean as men can
Mm-hmm.
be,
Yep.
but he's not threatening her or she's not,
No,
you know.
no. But
But
right.
mhm,
It's a totally different threat. But when you think about it, even though it's a totally different threat, in Danielle's eyes, I could lose my job.
mhm,
You know what I mean? So all she's thinking is, I want to keep my job because she's got bills. She's got and I know we're probably digging deeper into this than necessary, but it's a totally different threat from being abused than losing your job. But each person's situation garners a different perspective on how they see the threat. So she's thinking, for me to keep my job, I need to keep her on target. And I also realize by me keeping on her on target, she might not be in the line of fire this week.
mhm.
Or, you know what I mean? You know how it's kind of like those stories of mothers that just say, just don't make them mad.
Yeah,
Just keep quiet. Don't, just make sure the house is clean and you have food on the table, those
yeah,
type of things. And then she realized, it's way more than just providing food and niceties with this man.
yeah. I think it was really interesting to hear that Danielle really turned the corner when she felt guilty after she thought she was dead. Like, she actually felt bad because, she felt like she could have done something. She could have helped her more, and she didn't. So when she figured out, oh my God, she's alive, she said, fuck it all. Fuck it all. I'm going to get something.
Redemption.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't care
Yeah.
anymore. She's like, "I'm gonna get something," and how my goodness, she lucked out and got a gold mine trying
Mm-hmm.
to record something, and she got something
Yeah.
she wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she kind of felt like, you know what, especially after realizing that what Eva had done, that she was like, you know what, I can redeem myself. I can, like you said, all the things that I didn't do before. And you know what, too, Tamara, there's a lot of people who subscribe to I'm staying out of other people's business. I'm just going to work, do my fucking job, and go the fuck home. And that may have been what she had subscribed to and probably just vented to her mom when she
Yeah,
got home.
yeah,
Yeah. Because
probably.
again, these are people with money. Like,
Yeah,
she probably was like, what can I do? I'm just going to do my job.
yeah. And I mean, but then we had this other character, which at first when it came through the audiobook, I'm like, who the hell is that? I'm like, I had to actually, who is that? So apparently, this other woman who he dated after.
Charlie, right?
Yeah, Charlie, who had a different name, and I guess
Charlotte?
yeah, and she didn't realize it was a woman. And I'm like, "Well, I must have missed the first interaction with that name where she was surprised, how she didn't know that Charlie was a woman?"
Because they never said he or she. They just kept saying, Bruce kept saying, Charlie wants XYZ.
Okay.
There was never a gender distinction. It was
Okay.
just Charlie. NDA, they're not, yeah,
Yeah.
it was never revealed.
Yeah, so when that came out that Charlie was actually Charlotte and someone that he had dated on the side, so he's pretty much cheating with Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
and after he murders after he murders his first wife and tries to make it seem like
And
a girlfriend.
yeah, because remember she wanted to break up with them.
That's right,
I don't think that, yeah.
girlfriend. he murders her and then sets a fire and times it so that it seems like the fire started after he left. Uh,
She had shit smoke in her lungs, so
oh my gosh. So she knew something was off because he came all kind of frazzled and out of it. She knew. So immediately he pays her off. His family pays her off and just slaps the NDA on her
mhm.
immediately. Like, what?
Yep, yep. And again, there's somebody who's gonna shut up and just be quiet.
Until they aren't, until they feel
Mhm.
guilty about it. And now they're like, F that NDA. I don't give a fuck. You can't give me
Yeah,
enough to shut up about this.
yeah, 'cause especially when history is repeating itself.
Mm-hmm.
She probably just realized, "You know what? I lucked out with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Coulda been you, ma'am. Coulda
Coulda.
been you, Miss Charlie."
He's so
Yeah.
sweet. He's so wealthy. You know, that actually, like, flies in the face of all these stupid romances where women wanna be swept off their feet
They fe
by this billionaire, you know, playboy, and he turned out to be the most horrible person on the planet.
classic,
You
classic.
you bagged the guy with all the money, and he's
You got a
cute and
soft life.
mhm.
Got a soft
Hard
life.
fist.
I don't have to pack my clothes. I don't have to do this. All
Mm.
I gotta do is do philanthropy. Yeah, philanthropy. Oh my gosh.
Philanthropy. Oh my god, I
See,
can't say
did you
it either
you
now.
couldn't even say go to charity events.
Yeah.
Shit.
I couldn't even say it. It's stuttering out of my mouth. That's so funny. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, and then you turned out surprise, you actually end up
It comes
being
with a
a
price,
punching bag for this
a
man.
heavy price. Yeah, because you gotta present. You had to present as perfect.
Literally.
Mhm.
Literally. Like Claire was saying, "Oh, I forgot one person's name. That was a problem. Oh, I talked to one person a little too long at this event. That was a problem." It's like,
Don't
come
you
on.
embarrass me
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
front of people. She was like, "This wine just tastes like fermented grapes."
Mhm.
This is $400, a $400 bottle of wine.
You
You
know
better
what?
enjoy it.
Let me just say, side note to that, I have had a very expensive bottle of wine one time that was nasty as hell. Nasty.
Me too.
Nasty. That's gross.
And you had to smile because they're
Yeah.
bragging about it and telling you all. And I was like, "Oh,
Look,
okay."
it was at a work event and somebody ordered this bottle and was so proud of their wine knowledge and all of this.
And
This
the
was before I had
notes.
my wine knowledge. So I'm like, okay. And I taste, oh, that was the nastiest shit I ever had in my life. It was
You're
nasty.
like waiting, like, I'm waiting for it to hit that palate
Yeah.
part that they say in
Yeah.
the notes. And I was like,
No, it just tastes like old, decrepit oak. It tastes like I'm
and I
chewing
was
on
like,
a
yeah, it tastes
barrel.
like a tree.
Yeah, it tastes like a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Sure
taste any
does.
notes. All I taste is wood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
Jesus.
give me my whiskey. Shit.
Right.
Oh
Oh, that's so
gosh.
funny.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Let's see. What else did we
Narrators?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the audiobook. So, I have listened to these narrators before. Both of their names are
You.
familiar. Yeah, I feel like I've seen Kristen Vam in several things that I've read. I've seen her or listened to, I should say. I've seen her name pop up a couple times. I should do a quick scroll. Oh, she's got so many things on Audible. I can't even think like off the top of my head what she's been in, but probably some fantasy something or another. I know I've seen her name a couple times. I think she did a good job. Oh, there it is, The Vampire Academy. There it is.
Mm,
She narrated The Vampire Academy, which
okay.
is Rochelle Mead's series. There it is. That's why I'm like, I knew that voice.
He's like, I knew that
I
voice.
did. So
See,
I
I didn't
liked
read
it.
that one. Yeah, their voices didn't sound familiar to me, but I'm gonna
Yeah, Lauren Fortgang. I know I have read her in fantasy or listened to her in fantasy. Yep, there she is. The Grisha series by Leigh Bardugo. There we go. I'm like, I know I've seen her name a bunch of times. And I think she also did we do Janelle Brown's Pretty Things? She did that.
It sounds familiar.
Okay. She did,
If we didn't, gosh, did we read that?
I don't know, I can't remember right now, but she also did Hellbent, which is another Leigh Bardugo book. So, yeah, I've seen her, she's showed up for me quite a few times.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they did a good job. They were different enough that I was able
Mhm.
to tell that there were 2 different narrators.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed enjoyed their narration, tone, inflection, um, like, I felt like I could hear the fear in Eva's voice or the concern, like, whenever Liz Liz or Lynn, whatever her name was trying to get too close, in friendship with her, and then, like, she was coming around. I felt like they brought emotion to the character. So,
Yeah.
I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I was able to listen at 1.5 speed with no issues. It was
Yep,
perfect.
same.
Um, yeah, it was a good time. I'm glad that they narrated. I liked the audiobook. It was very good.
Mhm.
Um, I'm getting spoiled with audiobooks, let me tell you. It spoiled me so bad. I'm like, I actually have to read something.
Girl, I'm not kidding, and that is my goal, and I know we probably can talk about that,
Well,
after
in the
show or
after
whatever, but
show, yeah.
yeah, but that is, like, one of my goals is to read more print books or ebooks or whatever because my attention span, I'm not kidding, soon as I open up a book,
So,
immediately
look, I've been dipping my toe back into reading because we've been doing, the Will of the Many, duology as a side.
AKA that big ass book.
Yeah, it's our side quest over on Shelf Addiction, and that thing is so dense, you have to read it too. You just have to. There's no way. The audiobook is fine, but you need support, and the reading will do it. So, I've been getting, back into reading and listening, but then our next fantasy series, oh, I'm so pissed. So, the first book, it has an audiobook. The second book does not. The second book audiobook comes
Oh,
out after we have to read it. So I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to 100% read it. I'm scared."
girl. Whenever that happens in, like, my real life book club and the book is not available, I was like, "Who the fuck picked this book?
Yes. I'm like, "How
Who picked
dare
this?"
you?" So now, look, I can't even wait till the last minute with that second book. I gotta start immediately because, honestly, I'm busy all day long. I
Yeah.
can't read like that. And then I go to the gym. My girl gotta get her workout on, okay?
Yeah.
And we have things to do. So I can't spend 3, 4 hours a night reading. I just can't do it. So
No.
if I can get an hour of reading a night done, I'll be able to get it done in time, but I've gotta
Right.
start early.
Right. Because audiobooks helps put a dent in my, it balances. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, if I can at least get this much in and the filler, with the reading, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm really trying to get more into reading a book so I can so I won't I feel like my attention span and just with social media and everything is just quick, quick, quick. And I was like, okay, slow down. You know, like I said, that's probably something we could talk about an
Mhm.
after show. And I'm working on it and it's a work in progress.
Yeah, same. Because 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
telling you, back in the day, we both used to just read stuff. We just read it. Like, all
Yes.
these books, I just, like, sped through them. And then, like, for example, like, The Vampire Academy, we just talked about that. I read it the first time. I read all those books, and they were excellent. And then I was like, "Audiobooks? I'm gonna listen to them this time."
Uh-huh.
So it's a reread, it's an audiobook, but, I love audiobook, but I got to get myself back accustomed to doing the old school traditional reading.
Girl, 24-hour readathons,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Maybe
We
we need
should
to
have
do one.
one.
We should have one in our discourse.
Yeah. Let's get back like a real reading challenge. No audiobooks allowed.
Let's do it.
We should, yeah, let's plan it. Okay, look, if y'all want to join, it's coming. We're going to do it.
I need the help.
Once we say we're going to do it, we do it. So if you
Yeah.
want to, you're interested in doing a readathon where you have to read the book without an audio, trying to challenge ourselves, you need to join on the book clubs app, and then you'll be invited to the Discord. That's how it works. No Discord without book clubs. We got to vet you first. So no randos on the Discord.
No new friends. No new friends. And maybe like we could have like maybe 1 day or 2 days out of the month where we just kind of,
lock in.
like maybe log in, or even if, how sometimes when people are just sitting there, I think you used to do that on YouTube or whatever, but I think you could do that
on Discord too.
In Discord too, and we just sit there for an hour.
Oh, me and Casey did those. Yeah, we used to
just for accountability.
Yep.
Just for accountability.
Reading sprints. We did reading sprints.
And just do that.
Yep.
I think we should do that, definitely. And everybody picks their own book, but just say, hey, your goal, if you have a goal to finish a printed, read a book.
Yeah.
Join us
on this challenge. We gonna get it together this year. We're gonna do it.
Yeah. I got to get my life together.
Because I do miss reading. I used to really love it. I really did. I guess I still do. But like I said, audiobooks have just they're spoiling me. So
yeah. Yeah, because you could just do so much.
I know.
While doing,
Drive,
that multitask.
take a walk.
Yeah. Cooking, I'm cleaning. But I am reading more because like I read the books to my granddaughter. Even though her little books are short, but I was reading one of my books one morning with her, put her to sleep. But but I'm just like, and that's what I do. Like in the morning, I do 10, 15 minutes of just reading. And I put on a timer.
Yeah, I used to have a Pomodoro timer going. I need to get back into the reading sprints. We're going to do that while we're doing our readathon. Maybe we could do some sprints to help break up the monotony.
Yeah, I think that would be really good, just to have an accountability partner, somebody to, we're not talking, but I could see, look, everybody's reading. Yeah.
Yes, we're all reading together, separately together.
Yep. Yeah, let's do it.
It's happening. It's happening. We got to plan it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
In the words of Tone Loc. Okay, I'm sorry.
Do it.
Wow, dang.
No
That's
copyright infringement.
I'm so horrible about that. My little squirrely brain. Anything that has a lyric to a song, I will break out. I'm sorry.
That's totally reasonable. I don't see a problem with it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, last thing on the list is we have to rate this book. We have to rate the Last Flight.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4. I enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it a 4.
Same. I'm going to give it a 4 as well. It was really entertaining and actually yielded really good conversation. I think, I have a good pulse on Julie Clark's writing style. And actually, when I look at my previous ratings for her other 2 books that we read, both of those were 4s as well for me.
Yeah.
They were both 4s. So
yeah, I think she's going to be a writer that I enjoy, because she almost has when you think about it too, like this book almost had like a women's fiction kind of feel to it, and she does have a literary fiction writer style to her. That was something I was going to say, because I mean, when she writes, you're in there. I really could see this being a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, all the stuff you guys have picked that were horrible, pick some of her shit. This woman can write.
Yeah, she can. Actually, it's funny that you say that, because on Audible, it's tagged as literature and fiction.
Oh,
And on Goodreads, because we do think it's a thriller, so people have tagged it as thriller first,
okay.
fiction, mystery, thriller, suspense, and audiobook. People love the audiobook of this. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think that she does write like general, like women's type fiction with an edge. You know, it has a little
Mm-hmm.
edge of something else. Like even the ghostwriter had a little edge of other
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So it wasn't like that dull kind of
Yeah, that
women's lit kind of book. It was not like that.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. I really do hope maybe some of her stuff gets picked up
Yeah.
because it's enjoyable. I mean, I could really see any of the 3 books that we've read from her being um adapted.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Easily. I think they
Yeah.
would all make good movies or even maybe some short mini series
Seriously.
like,
Mhm.
I
Yep.
think that would be all of those would make good ones, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah, especially the
they all have a
Ghostwriter.
nice yeah.
Yeah, Ghostwriter could be like a
Girl, I
6
could
or 8
see that.
episode a
Oh,
series.
I could see that end
Mhm.
in that closet. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, even though,
That was
if you haven't listened
traumatizing.
to that oh, if you haven't listened to that podcast, yeah, that
Yeah.
right there. Hmm.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
memorable.
Mhm. Yeah, that was my book of the year last year.
Was really good.
Yeah.
So next up, you guys, if you want to read with us in May, we're reading Dead in the Water by John Mars. So you'll want to come and find out what that's about. So read it ahead of time so you can listen to our conversation spoiler free. If you don't care about spoilers, we don't care either. You can just listen. It's all good. No problem. I am really curious to see if we like this John Mars book. We like the last one we read by him. So
Yeah. He was good. That
yeah,
was I'm
I'm
talking about
holding out hope.
crazy. Talk about crazy town?
That was crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited to do a John Mars book because, like, most of our books have been written by women. Like, we rarely find us a real nice guy writer. So, and
Uh-huh.
so far, John and Taylor Adams are
Yeah.
up there, and S.A. Cosby.
Yep,
Yeah.
those are the 3. We seem to keep coming back to them.
Yeah.
Um,
So, looking forward to John.
yeah, let's see what
Yay,
that
I'm
he's
glad
got
we
on
got us
deck.
a 4 in here.
Yeah, I'm excited, and it's only
Yeah.
April.
Girl, I know.
I
You made
feel
it
like
seem
one
like it's
year
so
we didn't have
long.
any. It was so bad. Was that 23? It was so bad.
Yeah, I think we didn't get anything to, like, the 4th quarter maybe or
Yeah, it was
3rd.
horrible. It was
Yeah.
a horrible year. I don't know what
Mhm.
the hell's going on with the books that year,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah, we're good.
even though this is an older book, but still,
Mhm.
a book is a book.
A book is a book. Yep, I co-sign.
Yep.
All right, this has been an excellent conversation. Thank you for listening to the entire episode. We appreciate you for doing that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment, join us on book clubs, do all the things, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep your TBR high and your spoilers tagged. See y'all next time. Bye, guys. Did you enjoy today's episode? If so, please head over to Apple Podcast or Spotify and leave a positive 5-star review. It's a simple action that makes a big difference. You can also like this episode on your favorite podcast player or share it with your fellow bookworm friends on social media. Joining the Shelf Addiction Patreon family is another way to support us. For as little as $2 a month, you can help our team create even more amazing bookish content. If Patreon isn't your thing, consider becoming a supporter on the Spreaker app for just $5 a month and gain access to exclusive audio-only content. You can find me everywhere, including Instagram, X, and TikTok under the handle Shelf Addiction. Join our book club of the same name on the book club's website and app, where we discuss all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven Network. Thanks for tuning in.